Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So today we are going to talk about the effective rate, also called the annual percentage yield. Now, if you're paying attention, you should know what this term is, or at least have seen it. Sometimes you'll see it as APY. But for some of you, it might be new. That's okay. Really simple concept, or it'll be simple after we go over it today. So I just want to get into it. So what we're going to cover is what the annual percentage yield is, nominal rate versus effective rate, the effective rate formula, why do you even care about it, and of course common mistakes, and then some key takeaways. Okay, so let's get into it. So the textbook definition says that your annual percentage yield, or sometimes you'll see it as APY, it says that it's the simple interest rate needed to produce the same amount of interest in 1 year as the nominal rate does, with more frequent compounding over 1 year. What? Yeah, exactly. So I wrote it in another way. Basically, it's the same interest rate that you would earn on the same amount of money in 1 year as the regular rate. So they quote you a particular rate, and we'll get into that. And basically they're saying that the real rate, or the true rate, would give you the same amount of money in a year. So you have what you call an interest rate that they give you, and then you have what you call an API, which is okay, this is the real rate. And not to get any into any financial products or anything like that, but depending on who's on the other end of receiving this interest, it's very beneficial. And you want to know, like, what am I really getting? What am I really paying in interest? What am I really getting in interest? That's kind of what that's about. But again, the rate, the API, would give you the same interest. You would earn the same interest on that amount of money in 1 year as the rate that they're giving you. And remember, if you looked at my other videos, we've been talking about compound interest. That's what this comes from. Okay. So nominal rate versus effective rate. So the nominal rate is the stated rate. So when you're looking at your savings account, your money market account, your any interest bearing account, when you're looking at it, they say, okay, this account gives you an interest rate of 3%. That's called the nominal rate. That's what they tell you. But depending on how that interest is compounded over the year, it could actually be a higher rate or a lower rate. I think 9 times out of 10 more of a higher rate. I don't know, when you do the math, you'll see it. But that actual rate, that the money that you get at the very end, if you calculate it, you're like, oh, the actual rate was really this. That's the effective rate. And you can look on the screen where I said it's the true rate of the financial product, the true rate of the financial product. This is a really old article. I try not to pick anything now because I'm not a financial investor. I don't give financial advice. I wanted to pick something that was really old. So this is from 2007, but being that this is from 2007, I mean, a checking account with 4% APY, that means that's the effective rate. That means you're getting 4% back on the money that you put into the checking account. Now, I don't know, I think this is well known. You put money into a bank, it just doesn't sit there. Okay, the bank uses that money. So for us, it kind of just sits there. But for the bank, the more money, the better, because that's more money that they can do stuff with. Okay, like investments and stuff like that. So the interest that they're giving you is almost like an exchange. You give us your money, here we'll give you back 4% in interest. So I don't know what it was advertised, but they actually advertise this on their homepage, which the dog's face is like, wow, that's good. That's good for a checking account. So go look at your checking and savings account and see how much interest you're earning on your money. Okay. Now there's more details to this. Obviously, is it a certain deposit amount? Do you have to have a certain balance? There's more details in that, but that's just what I wanted to show you, is that the nominal rate is what they state you're getting. And then the effective rate is what you actually get. Okay. Pretty cool stuff. Now, the effective rate, this is how you calculate it. This is the formula. So the effective rate, or what is also called the APY, annual percentage yield, corresponding to a stated annual interest rate of R, compounded Compounded M times per year is this formula here, okay? Take 1 plus the rate, you divide it by M. This R over M, that gives you the new effective rate, if you want to call it that. The R is your nominal rate. That's the stated rate. But when you divide it by M, that gives you the true effective rate for that time period, for that year. You raise it to that compounding period, and then you subtract 1. Okay, compounding periods, just a refresher, some common compounding periods. You have annually, semi-annually, quarterly, and monthly, and then daily. And I always put this here. Banks will sometimes use 360, they'll tell you. But annually, 1 time a year. Semi-annually, twice a year, every 6 months. Quarterly, there's 4 quarters in 1 year, so that's 4. Monthly, 12 months in 1 year, so that's monthly. And then, of course, daily. Bank will tell you if they're using 360 or 365. Okay, so if you haven't seen my videos on compound interest or simple interest, you can go back and watch those. So I'm not going to dive deep into this, but that's essentially what the if I go back, what this M is, the compounding, how many times you compound the interest per year. Okay, so let's do an example. All right, now I wasn't supposed to show you the I guess it's fine, you know what, I wasn't supposed to, I like to work through the problems, and I'll go ahead and work through it. Because I know some people like to see the steps, like how they get there. So basically, when interest rates are low, like when it's like 1%, they're not trying to give you anything. A lot of times it's hard to see, like, okay, what am I really getting? And I say it's not significant because I'm not really getting much more money, so it's really when the rates are higher. So let's look at this fake bank. You have Zirconia Bank, Capital Bank, has a money market checking account for 3.35% compounded monthly. So your nominal rate is the 3.35%. Okay, that's the nominal rate. That's the rate that they advertise and say you can open this money market account for 3.35%. Now remember, before you do the math, you want to divide that by 100. So as a decimal, it's going to be 0.0335. Okay, as you can see on the screen. And then it says compounded monthly, so your M is going to be 12. Compounded monthly. So the formula, make sure I write this, R over M to the M minus 1. So remember this right here, that ends up being your effective rate. This ends up being your effective rate, if you want to call it that, for the period. So since we're doing monthly, this ends up being the effective rate for the month, if you want to say your monthly effective rate. But let's go ahead and figure out what the annual percentage yield is. So we just plug and chug, right? So I'll just come down here. So this is going to be 1 plus 0.0335. And the reason why I like to show you all the steps is because I know that depending on where you're going to school, what class you're taking, they might want to see your work. So let me go ahead and show you the work. So you can see on the screen here where I've plugged in the formula, but how did I get to that? So let's work through it. Okay, so if you take the 0.035, do this first, divide that by 12. When you divide that by 12, you get this beautiful number, 0.00279167. Okay, and we're still raising this to the 12th power, and then we're going to subtract 1. Next in your calculator, do that. Okay, add the numbers up. So that's 1.00279167, right? And that's still to the 12th power minus 1. Now in your calculator, you're going to take this number and raise it to the 12th power. When you raise that number to the 12th power, you get 1.03401918 minus 1. I'm just checking my notes. So now, of course, put this in your calculator. That's just going to drop the 1, right? And you get 0.03401918. Now, you're not entering this as your percentage. When they show you the percentage, they're not going to show you that. They're going to convert a decimal to a percent, if I multiply by 100, so when you multiply 100, it's just going to move the decimal 2 places. So this is approximately, if I get the right color, this is approximately, this is approximately 3.40%. Okay, this is your APY. So they're advertising 3.35% compounded monthly for this checking account. But at the end of whatever period, or when you're looking at your money, you're actually earning 3.40%. So it's just slightly higher, which is still good because that's your money. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. Hope it does. Remember, at any point during the videos, you can leave whatever questions that you have. So, why do you care? Why does this matter? Well, it brings honesty and some honesty and transparency with the financial institutions. Also, as a consumer, as a customer, you want to be aware of the amount of money that you're earning or the amount of interest that you're paying. Savings accounts, certificates of deposits. I put interest earning deposit account. How much am I really earning? And then that way you can look at different institutions and decide, okay, I want to go with Dr. B's bank. I want to go with the Bank of Zygornia, whatever I call it. I want to go with Heart Bank. So you can compare different products and know, okay, which one is really giving me a bang for my buck. Okay. And then with the honesty and transparency, it's not about, I hope that, I don't know the history of it. I don't think it was about cheating people, but it does help to know, okay, what am I really earning on this product? You think you're really earning, 3%, but it's like, nah, you're really getting 3.4. So it does make a difference. Okay. So that's kind of why you care. So speaking of comparing, let's do this next example. And it says, okay, which bank offers the highest APY on their money market account? So you have Bank A that's offering 4.8.2%. compounded semi-annually. Bank B is offering 4.79% compounded quarterly, and then Bank C is offering 4.77% compounded monthly. Well, some people think, oh, I'll just look at it and I'll be able to tell. Let's compare these and see which one offers the highest APY. Which one do you have your money on? Who offers the highest? Okay. So if we go through all three of these and we do the math, it's going to be exactly like what we did here. Now, for the sake of time, because this is a very simple formula, I'm not going to work through it step by step. If someone wants me to work through it step by step, please leave it in the comments. I don't mind showing you the values that I came up with, just like the values that are here. But I will go ahead and set up the formulas for you so you can see it, okay? So let me switch this screen just so you can see it. All right. So here's when you go through and you do the formulas, compounded semi-annually. Remember, that's twice a year. So my M is 2. Compounded quarterly is 4 times a year. Compounded monthly, 12 times a year. Don't forget to change your rate to a decimal. See, change the rate to a decimal. Okay, change the rate to a decimal. When you go through and you do all the math, I did put what the decimal place is. Remember on all of my videos, I tell you, don't round on these finance math problems. Don't round wait till the very end to round. So if you notice, it might have been easier to say Bank A offers the best deal because it has the highest rate, but you want to pay attention to the compounding periods, okay? Because the more you compound, is that better or less? Those are things that you want to make sure that you consider. So just because it has a higher interest rate doesn't necessarily mean that it will always give you the better deal. So out of all these banks, you see how close this is, 4.878, 4.877, 4.875. If you round, all of these would have said 4.9, and you're like, well, I don't know which one. So that's why I tell you, keep the decimal places and look at it. Now, if you're, this is probably penny pinching, but this one gives the better deal, but they kind of all give you, pretty close, right? 4.87, 4.8. I mean, they're all really close. So you wouldn't go wrong. Now, maybe bank A is in another state. I don't know. So just this kind of how it works. So you can kind of see behind the scenes. Some banks are clearly it'll be one is better than the other, but these are actually really, really close when you do the math. So that's kind of the whole point of it. So remember, you follow the formula. Don't round. Wait till the very end and then round, because otherwise you'll give yourself incorrect information. Okay, so common mistakes on this particular formula is just not changing your percent to a decimal for the rate, the nominal rate that they give you, using the incorrect compounding periods. I think sometimes when people see semi-annually, they're like, oh, every 6 months, so they put 6. No, it's twice a year, so however many times a year, okay? So make sure you use the correct compounding period. Your effective rate, this is not what they're going to advertise to you. They're actually going to turn it to a percentage, and it's probably going to be a 4.8, like that would be 4.88, 4.88, 4.88. I did 3 decimal places just so you can see the difference between them. So that's they're going to advertise it as a percentage, so make sure you write it as a percentage, okay? Don't round to the final answer. Trust me. Okay, trust me. All right. Cool. So key takeaways. This is the formula to figure out the actual effective rate that you are earning on this interest earning account, whether it's a CD, a checking account, savings account. This is the real one. And it works out mathematically. It's like you have to use the nominal rate for the math to work out. Otherwise, you're just doing simple interest. And remember, the point of the compounding interest, you can go and watch my other video, is to get more. You earn more when it's compounded with more periods, because otherwise everybody would just do simple interest. Express your rate as a decimal. You have these various compounding periods. Make sure you know which is which, and then express your effective rate as a percentage. Okay, so you should be able now to complete your assignment with success. Remember, some questions might be easier or harder than others. Follow the steps that you saw in this video. On the bank comparison, I did not work it out step by step. It's very, very straightforward, but if you would like for me to, leave me a comment and I will definitely work it out. And then remember, at any point during the videos, you are more than welcome to leave your questions, because I am always happy to help. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.